SBR Videos is sponsored by Sports Cash System. Click on the link below for more information. We are previewing Week 2 in the NFL here at SBRForum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are talking right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, OC, original Kappa from the late 80s. Joe Duffy, thanks for joining us once again this week.
Thank you, Peter. It's always my pleasure.
All right, now, Joe Duffy, just because you have a long track record of success in this industry does not necessarily mean that you're going to be coming with winning picks every week. Last week, we did 5 videos with us, 4-1 against the spread. Joe Duffy, thanks so much for all those winners last week.
Yeah, and quite frankly, more importantly, as far as my premium plays, I'm 13-1 going back to week 3 of the preseason. And every time I do the videos with you, I give you my picks, what they are. But before I make my premium picks, I always do some last-minute stuff with injuries, etc. So they're the ones that I give out to my clients, and they're 13-1. The last 14 has hit both Monday night games, one total, one side since the last time we talked.
Unbelievable, very impressive. And yes, like I said last week, all the games that you cover with us, these are not your premium picks. They're not anywhere close to being your best bets of the week. These are the games that I ask you to take. You just say, lay them on me. Whatever you want me to cover, I'll cover and give an opinion on. 4-1 in those kinds of games in the NFL. Very impressive. All right, Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. We're going to talk about Carolina at Buffalo. This is a tough line. Buffalo's a 3-point home underdog. Total's 43, down from 45. And, Carolina played well last week. They played a little conservatively on offense. They're reportedly going to try to open it up more on offense. Buffalo, they have a lot to recommend them. They obviously were undervalued against New England. C.J. Spiller didn't have a great game, but he's always, has the potential for an explosive game, huge offensive output. I would have to pass on this game completely. Do you have anything to say about these lines?
Yeah, it's not a game that I'm in love with, and quite frankly, whether or not it's going to be a premium play is up in the air at this point. But you did mention about Carolina opening it up a little bit. Their offensive coordinator, Mike Shula, he's got a long history of being quite conservative. I don't know how much he's going to open it up. One of those disappointments, look, Cam Newton wasn't really using his running ability. I can understand long-term you're going to protect yourself, extend your season, much less likely to get hurt, and certainly much more likely to extend your career. But as far as your effectiveness on a game-by-game basis, that's really taken a major dimension out of it. I don't know if Carolina is going to open it up a whole heck of a lot more than they did. A couple weeks ago, you had asked me what changes I've seen in the industry as far as from a handicapping standpoint, and I thought about it a lot more afterwards. And one obvious thing that I should have brought up is that we are underestimating how important and how effective rookie quarterbacks can be from week 1. And this year looks like E.J. Manuel. Obviously, he didn't have a spectacular game against the New England Patriots, but he played good enough to cover, really arguably played good enough to win. The Bills had every chance to win that game. They wound up losing it at the end. But E.J. Manuel is one of the most undervalued players in the league right now. So if anything, I'm going to have to go with the Buffalo Bills, and probably a check mark towards the under, because I don't think Carolina is going to open it up quite that much.
You don't think so? I actually am proud to say I took the under at 45. Now it's 43, but after reading about how they're going to open it up, and, C.J. Spiller is every time he touches the ball, even though he had a down week last week, every time he touches the ball, he's a threat for breaking off a touchdown run. I'm thinking about buying all of it back, though, at 43 to the over.
Well, yeah, getting a middle is a possibility, and there's no really such thing as a quote-unquote key number when it comes to totals as there are when it comes to sides, but 44 is a little bit of a key number, so once it crosses 44, if you can middle it, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Now, I will say this, Buffalo does have some injuries in their secondary. Their defensive backs are banged up, but then again, on the flip side, with their schemes, they tend to like to use a couple more defensive backs more than they use linebackers to protect against the big play. So all in all, still like the under, but you're right. If you can get a good middle there of maybe 2.5 points, it will be pretty tough not to be tempted to middle.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the under anymore, but your official lean on this one is Buffalo +3.
Yes.
Okay, thanks so much, Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com.
Thank you, Peter.